Welcome to today's episode of That BS Podcast. This is the safe space where we are re engineering belief systems to successfully transform life's obstacles to opportunities. And I am super excited that you have joined me today. I am your host, Dr. Lisa, and oh my gracious, please remember to like today's video, share it, and subscribe at my YouTube channel at the BS Boss. Um, Share it with friends, family, loved ones, those who need some encouragement during this time where there are life's obstacles right about now are limitless, right? To say the least, with everything that we've got going on. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. The full blog is available on my website at www.thebsboss.com. You can go over there and even see other blogs that have been posted. So today we are going to talk about the flaw of comparing yourself to others. The flaw of comparing yourself to others. The flaw of comparison, just period, um, is something that a lot of us are inclined to do, especially now with social media being the way that it is. It's easy to see the image, the personality, the lifestyles that people choose to share with us across social media. Doesn't mean that it's true, right? But and in looking at their lives and journeys that they choose to share on social media, there is the inclination to make comparisons. Oh, my life is not as great as theirs, or I'm not having as much fun as they are, and so on and so forth. So, we're going to talk about the flaw of comparing yourself to others and some tips to free ourselves from unnecessary comparison. Let's jump in. If you lack contentment, it could be because you compare yourself to others. You've been on Facebook, you've been on IG, X, whatever social media threads, whatever social media platform that you choose to follow, Pinterest, right? That's all about pictures and lifestyle. And seeing pictures of others living their seemingly exciting lives. It only takes a moment, a quick moment, just like that, snap of a finger, to find yourself wishing you had someone else's career, body, house, relationship, or vacation. Comparing ourselves to others is an everyday activity. But there's a critical flaw in the mental exercise, in the mental exercise of comparison. You don't have all the information. Someone might have a great body, but they might be seriously ill. That great vacation might have been paid for with an inheritance after a family member died. The lifestyle that we're seeing, we don't know the cost of that lifestyle. Instead of comparing yourself to others, a smarter strategy is to compare yourself to your own recent past. Oh, how was your figure compared to 6 months ago? How are your finances compared to last year? If you're making progress, congratulate yourself, honey. Let's celebrate. Woo! This shift in focus can be empowering as you realize that you are in control of your own journey. Most people aren't doing nearly as well. They've weighed the same 210 pounds and have the same $1,200 in their bank account for the last 20 years. Who knows, right? Who knows their story? If your life isn't moving forward the way you want it to, the way you like it to, the way you envisioned it, pause and address the situation. It's within your power and your grasp. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Think about that statement and decide if it rings true for you. Comparison is the thief of joy. There's a song that we used to sing in church when I was growing up. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. So, here are some tips to free yourself from unnecessary comparison. Some tips for you to consider trying. I have 7 of them. First, catch yourself early in the process. As soon as you realize you're comparing yourself to someone else, shift your focus to something else. For instance, you could shift your focus to a task at hand, a hobby you enjoy, or a positive aspect of your life. Because trust and believe, there is definitely something positive in your life. Just think about it, give it some thought. This will help you break the comparison cycle and redirect your thoughts, right, in a more constructive direction. You can control your thoughts, so use that ability to your advantage. Tip number 2, remember that your journey is what matters. Everyone, everybody, do this. Inhale, exhale. Everybody with breath in their body is on a journey to learn, create, and become something unique that they were uniquely, divinely designed to do. It's an individual experience, not impacted by what others do or accomplish. Tip number 3, you can free yourself from this unnecessary burden by realizing that comparing yourself to others is a game that can't be won. Oh my gosh. It's nothing worse. Nothing, nada, nothing worse than playing at a game that you know you can't win, that you know going in you're going to lose, right? There are a lot of people in the world. Through sheer statistics, there will always be someone with a more attractive spouse, more money, a better car, a better house, a more interesting life, more, different, right? Guaranteed. But you don't have to compete with 8 billion people in every facet of life. This realization alone can bring a sense of relief and liberation. There is no way to compete with 8 billion. Think about that for a minute. 8 billion people in every facet of life. Tip number 4, look to your strengths. You have them. Trust and believe you have them. Comparisons tend to focus on our weaknesses. We usually compare our shortcomings against others. Embrace your strengths and be proud of the strengths that you have. Now use those strengths to your advantage. Tip number 5, list the things that you have. A wonderful thing about a list about the things that you have. You can even consider it if you keep a gratefulness journey or a journal or a mindfulness journal. This is a great place to list the things that you have because those are things that you're grateful for, right? Comparisons highlight the things we lack. It's much more productive to think about the things you do have. Your mood and frame of mind will be more positive and you'll be better positioned to compete and succeed. Because one thing is for certain, I preached a message before about lacking nothing, that when God created us, everything that we needed is already on the inside of us. We just have to tap into what's already present. Even the things that we learn and we're exposed to, those things that we learn even in our getting education, it does is ignite and stir up what's already on the inside of us, right? The sixth tip is it's important to remember that people only let you see the things that they want you to see. They only let you see the things that they want you to see. One thing that I've learned about ministerial or pastoral counseling is that you have to listen, that we were trained to listen, not only to what people said, but also what they didn't say. It's not necessarily reading in between the lines as much as it is in they paint the picture that they want us to see, but that may not always be the entire full truth. But listen for what isn't being said. Look at body language, comfortability or discomfort or dis-ease, right? People only show us what they want us to see. Sure, they'll let us see their new BMW and the vacation pictures from Maui, but we'll never see the tears and fights in the bedroom or the verbal abuse they take from a relative. This realization alone can be enlightening as it helps us understand the limitations of social media and the limitations of what people choose to share with us. Keep in mind that social media is primarily used to show the good rather than to tell the bad. But that's why I'm using social media to talk about transforming life's obstacles because we all have them into opportunities. And the seventh and final tip is it's just a habit. Our lives are filled with habits, and some of them are harmful. Poor mental habits are restrictive. It's like going through life with the emergency brake on, but it's a habit we can break. Labeling the tendency to compare as a habit has a divisive advantage because we know that habits can, a decisive advantage because we know that habits can be broken. Habits can be broken. Comparing yourselves to others is a limiting belief system. And you know we ain't about that BS, right? And self-defeating. No one can be expected to compare favorably to many people worldwide. Make an effort, a genuine, sincere effort to limit your comparison to your recent past. Are you making progress or backsliding? If you continue to enhance the critical areas to you, your life will be fulfilling and exciting. You'll see all the fun and joy that you're actually having, right? So, from a personal perspective, comparing ourselves to others by what we see on social media, right? All of that is not real. We don't see how people got to that particular experience unless they choose to share and be honest and authentic and transparent with us. So let's not compare personally, thinking that somebody's having more fun than us, but compare ourselves to ourselves, right? In our vision statement and where we want to see ourselves. And professionally, the same applies. We think somebody is in the C-suite and they are just enjoying life and it's been a sweet journey. But they had to do something to get there. And they may be sacrificing something to stay there potentially, right? I know what it's like being in management and being in leadership. And there are certain rules that govern us and that we have to follow as leadership and as supervisors. It just is what it is. So although, yep, I enjoyed a great salary, I enjoyed a wonderful office and a great team, but there were sacrifices to being in that role and having that responsibility. No regrets on my part because I weighed the cost. But what is threatening is comparing yourself to somebody else and not knowing their backstory. All right. So let's go to our Proverbs and Pearls for today. Proverbs 27:4. Anger is cruel and can destroy like a flood, but jealousy is much worse. Hmm. As you reread that and meditate on it, ask yourself the question: when you review the list of your qualities and what you already have, do you see yourself differently? You should. And how do you see yourself? Are you more joyful and excited because you realize you really are freaking amazing? So think about that today. Ponder that in your heart. 7 tips that I shared with you today on not comparing yourself to others. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next episode.